Watch me transform this beauty. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome, and to my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. So today I want to show you how simple makeup is done. Right now I'm just wiping off excessive dust or any dust in her face using my wipes, and then after that you have to let it dry. Then I go ahead with my moisturizer. The moisturizer is an optional but recommended as well. You can just use it, and then after a while you have to apply primer on your face. So if you're new here, kindly subscribe to this channel, and to the new subscribers, kindly, you are welcome. So I'm gonna show you how this simple makeup is supposed to be done. After applying your primer, which I use the Skin Touch, so I use this primer, the Kiss Beauty primer. Is very important because it helps protect your skin against some foundation. So primer is a must. You have to use primer before you apply any kind of product on your face. It's recommended and it's very important. Yeah, so after that you have to let it dry, and at this point I was using that makeup fan to make sure everything is in place before I start doing my makeup. So we am using the dark IP. At this point I was trying to lay the edges using the gel. I use the gel that I normally use to lay my edges with, or you can just use an eyebrow gel, still is okay. So you make sure they are laid nicely. This one make your eyebrows last longer for some time. And then after that we are going to, I'm just using a little bit of powder to spray on it, and then I'm using a dark IP eye pencil number 1 that I normally use. By the way, it's nice. I love it. So just make sure you draw a nice line, as you all can see, and please just try as much as you can and draw a nice curve. Eyebrows is very important when it comes to makeup. This is what is gonna portray how you look. This is what's gonna bring out your face in a nice way. This is what can actually change your face and make sure and you look like somebody else. So just always try. And once you trim your eyebrows, it won't give you any difficulties. But these ones were not trimmed, but I tried, I think so. So just follow my lead and everything is gonna be okay. With makeup, practice makes perfect, by the way. So I don't know if I repeated this video, but still it's very important. At least you will understand what I'm doing. So just make a nice curve, as straight from the beginning, and then you drop on the other side. Just make a one straight line and then you drop a curve. Yeah, so with the eyebrows, for it to look more natural, anytime that you're using an IP, always make sure it is sharp enough, because once it's blunt and not sharp enough, you're gonna have difficulties on drawing your eyebrows. So after you have done the lines, please, what I normally do, I just draw the lines facing upwards. This ones makes my eyebrow look more natural. You don't shade too much. I think those ones were on the days of 1990s or kitambo sana. So at this point I'm just drawing the line, so just shade a little bit of it and your eyebrows will look more perfect than just shading too much of it. Then we go ahead with my concealer. I use a concealer that is much lighter. Always use a lighter shade of the concealer. It is very recommended. You don't use a darker shade of the concealer, should be lighter. And apply, always use make use of little products, because once you use a lot of it, you're gonna have issues when it comes to blending, or it will just look weird. So that is what we are trying to avoid here. So you do the same on the other side. And as you can see, I'm trying to brush it downwards, then I connect the lines together. And the remnants or the residues that are left, that is what I'm going to apply on the eyeshadow, because you have to apply the concealer on the eyeshadow. So I always do it my way. The rest that is left on the brush is what I apply on the eyeshadow down there. Then I take another brush, a different brush that is a bit bigger, and just blend the foundation like that, because the concealer, you can't just leave it that way. So at this point I was applying a foundation, and I'm using L'Oreal number 370 on her skin because that was her shade. I use foundation on the upper part of my eyebrow because that too makes your foundation look more natural, and also it gives you easy time whenever you're blending your foundation. Let's say you had applied concealer on the upper part, and then you're going to apply a foundation on that forehead as well, a little bit of it. Blending is gonna become a bit harder, like complicated, according to me. I don't know how you guys do it, but this is my way. I prefer using foundation on the upper part of the eyebrow than using concealer. And I've told you it makes your eyebrow look more natural. So at this point, I'm blending the foundation. Blending also is very, very important, and you have to blend well. And I'm tapping. You tap on it. You tap, pat on that beauty blender. Most of you add water. I never add water because it still blends nicely, but at this point make sure you blend everything in a nice way. Blending is important because you don't want to be looking like some chicken in the middle of town. When you're rained on, it separates. So whenever you're tapping that, you are actually fixing that product through your skin. It's getting through your skin. I prefer using beauty blender than using brush, because brush does not fix it the way I need it. Anyway, all of you have your way of doing makeup, but this is my way. So after you have done doing your eyebrow, you have to brush in and out, as you can see, using a tip of your brush, a smaller one, to make it look more natural. You don't just leave a box. So at this point, we were doing what is called concealing, and I'm just applying concealer under her eyes. It is very important because you find that those areas are a bit darker. So this is the procedure. Whoever is watching this video, always apply that concealer the way I am doing it on this video. Please, kindly, it is very important. Then you blend it. And one thing I want to tell you is you have to use a different beauty blender. Don't use the one that you had with the foundation on. You need to have at least 3 beauty blenders: one for foundation, one for contour, one for setting powder, and others for the rest. So at this point, by the way, if you don't do your eyes in such kind of a manner, then there is no blending that is taking place. This girl was funny. I was laughing this whole time. She's a funny lady. So I'm just blending, okay? And always make sure everything is tapped and we are trying to get this product through your skin. This is the reason why I always prefer brush. So at this point, I was applying the contour, and this is a liquidish contour, or how do we call it? It's kind of liquid. Then the color wasn't that hard. It wasn't her shade. So I was trying to blend it in with this contour powder. So always use the darker shade of the contour. And these are the areas where I want you to be applying your contour. Yeah. So just make sure everything is blended. So you have to apply the contour just above your head and just above your cheeks, and it's supposed to appear in a curved way. It's supposed to be curved, and then you contour your nose. Normally we contour our nose to make your nose look longer, thinner, slimmer, and sharp. Okay, if you have a big nose and you really want to decrease it, you really want to make sure it is small, this is what you're gonna do. So guys, it is just simple mistakes, the simple things. Makeup is not that easy, it is not that difficult, but practice makes perfect. They're just simple things. So I don't know what was happening there. Why was that light too much like that? So at this point you have to blend. You don't just leave it like that after contouring. You just have to blend everything nicely and fix that product through that skin, okay? Because you don't want any unnecessary whitish stuff, anything that is left that is not going to impress people whenever you're walking outside there. So next, we apply blush. That's the pink blush. And normally what I do is apply it just below your cheeks, where you just did apply your contour. So chini yake kidogo, below it, a little bit of it, and avoid using too much product, okay? Then next is the setting powder. Once you see a setting powder, just know that everything is about to go down. Like, we are almost finishing this whole process, guys. It is not easy, and the products are so many, and you have to apply them step by step. So you all can see I'm using a different, this is like some kind of sponge. So I'm not using the beauty blender at this point. So this sponge is what I normally use. So you have just to apply the beauty the setting powder on the areas where you did apply your concealer. So then you have to blend it nicely in such a way that you don't miss anything. You blend and don't left any kind of traces of the powder. You blend in such a way that even if you're walking outside here, people will be like, oh my God, how did you do this? Make people ask you questions. Make people stand you by the road, and then they're like, oh my God, girl, who did your makeup, or who does your makeup? Walk in town looking proudly like a queen, you know? So just embrace that makeup, darling. So you have to blend that thing nicely like that. Yeah, so blending continues. It is very, very important, guys. Just do the blending. I know it takes some time, but it's worth it. Just have that time taken, and it's worth it. For those who have watched this video up to this point, that is patience. Patience is calling you, darling. And because I know you want to look like a queen, you have to just listen to this to the end. You have to watch this video to the end, my guys, because you can't wait to see the results. So she was talking a lot. You know, whenever you're doing makeup, you're not supposed to be talking. Anyway, she's my friend and she's my girl, and just wanted to, to do this for her. So at this point, I used a different sponge because I wanted this thing to blend and making sure that everything is okay. You blend everything around her face, around her ears, below her nose, behind her ears, and then so now I was using a white setting powder. That one makes your eyes pops. It makes you look so much nice and cuter and cuter. Yeah, so after that, you have to blend that as well, okay? I repeat, do not leave any traces of powder and anything. So I took a different brush that is a bit bigger, and I was just finalizing everything. I was doing the finalization by just tapping and making sure everything is okay, using that different brush because I'm still blending it out nicely. Yeah, so at this point, I was doing the eyeshadow thing. So I decided and went for a nude color. I wanted to do a nude color because I do not like bright colors at all. And according to what she was gonna dress, we decided to go the nude color. So I blended that nude color with that black eyeshadow. As you all can see, that's my eyeshadow palette. It has so many colors, even the bright colors, but I decided to go for the nude. Even according to her dressing code, I said, let us just use the nude. So guys, just blend it. I was just mixing that dark color. Okay, what I liked with her eyes, she don't have wooded eyes like I do. I have wooded eyes, and I never like doing this cut crease. So what I'm doing here is just cut creasing, and I'm using the normal concealer, the lighter shade. And so I just did blend it using some gold color because she was wearing a dress with a touch of gold. So that is what I actually did go for. So her eyes, I didn't have any complications. I didn't have any problems doing that, by the way. Difficulties, I mean. So yeah, I went ahead and just used that gold color. That is what I was doing there. That is what I was applying on the crease. So after you have applied that crease, you have cut the crease using your concealer. Just go with your preferred choice of color and just blend it and add it there the way I have done. So then after that, we were doing the eyeliner. I'm using the liquid eyeliner because this is what normally doesn't. I don't have problems whenever I'm using this as compared to the other one, the solid one. The solid one will disturb you, so just go for the liquid eyeliner. And that is how you draw your wings, by the way. So we just needed something simple, not too much exaggerated, so I decided to draw something that looks like that. Then after that, finally, what we go for are just the lashes. Yeah, so I don't know where. There's a place where I took the lashes, but anyway, after that we take our I want to do her lips, and this is the lip liner or the IP number 1. So that is how you draw the lip liner. Once you have drawn the lip liner, guys, I don't want you to just leave it like that. The liners, you have to blend it nicely. Just make sure you blend it in a nice way. So I was mixing it with this nude lipstick. I bought it at Panda Mart in Nairobi. I don't even know the name, but anyway. Then I go ahead with the lip gloss. And this is how I just... Sorry, guys. I wanted that kind of look. And y'all, I'm telling you, it wasn't that easy. But up to this point, this is how your girl looks. This is the job. This is it, guys. I mean, just look at that, guys. This is how she looks. So, guys, kindly subscribe to my channel. And please like and leave a comment. Don't just watch and you don't react. React. Leave a comment. Share the live to your friends. Copy the link. Post it on your WhatsApp. And because y'all, and always hit that ring bell button so that anytime that I post on my YouTube here, you get a notification. Run. Come and see what we're doing. If you have issues of drawing, come. Bye-bye, guys.